that there are four characteristics of, if we were to pursue a CBDC, it would at a minimum have the following four characteristics. First is intermediated. Second is privacy protected. But third is identity verified. So it would not be anonymous. It would not be an anonymous bearer instrument. And fourth is transferable or interoperable. So we would be looking to balance privacy protection with identity verification, which has to be done, of course, in today's traditional banking system as well.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 12, verse 49. I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will I, if it already be kindled? Luke chapter 12, verse 49. I want to start by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to our venerable apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, the house of David. All right, so Brother Aharon coming back at you with another lesson, Lord willing to be edifying and uplifting onto the elect. All right, and I start off with Luke 12, verse 49. All right, and I went into that because we really living in them days, man. Today I was driving back home from work. All right, and I could see the clouds, man, and it just reminded me of how America really is. How America really feels like at this point. You have some people who know, all right, they can see the clouds very dark on one side, and it's gathering, it's coming closer and closer, and everybody sees it. But you got people who, since the clouds are gathering, you still have sunlight on one part. You see, it's nice clouds, beautiful day. You know what I'm saying? The weather is nice. You know what I'm saying? But you look over to the right and all you see is this storm, man, this dark cloud that's coming. And you got people that are looking out in the sky and like, man, what a beautiful day. They see the cloud coming, but then they try to pretend like they don't see it. Oh, look at those beautiful clouds, man. What a beautiful day, right? Like, and you hear them say it, and it sounds like you just forcing it. You just looking for anything good in this world left. You see, just to hang on, a little bit of good, something that they used to take for granted, like a beautiful day. Now you barely have those days. The clouds are always almost covered up. Every now and again you have some nice weather. Nowadays you go from winter to summer to winter in one day. You never know. See, and the energy is definitely, in a very negative vibration, man. The spirit of America right now is under a very dark spell, a very dark energy. Okay, people are just, either dropping dead, getting sick. All right, bugged out philosophies. Okay, confusion at an all-time high. You got people still looking for answers. They just lost. They just out there. Everybody's just out there, man. You got people getting married. It's just all hell about to break loose, and they know it. So they're trying to enjoy the last little bit that they got left. They squeezing every ounce of joy out of that bottle, man. And it brings me to this article, all right, which is gonna cause a lot more pain, because Yahushua talks about the signs that we've seen over the past year and a half. We're talking about wars and rumors of wars. You've been hearing it since Biden came into power this year. I guess, was it last year, 2021? But since was the beginning of this year, I should say. All right, underneath the Biden so-called administration, the 1 year Biden administration. All right, all you heard was freaking gas prices going up because of Russian invasion. This is always some rumors of wars and something that's going on that we really never know too much about. You see, and these are the causes for all our problems, which is not true for those who know, right? But we know through prophecy that these are the signs of what Yahushua said, what the beginning of sorrows. So we took it as that, and we started to prepare in the spirit. See, but you got people still worried. Oh, they buying into the philosophies that the government keeps telling them. Everything is well. What are you talking about inflation? There ain't no inflation. The economy is booming right now. Unemployment. What are you talking about? Nah, look, focus on the things we're doing here. We're doing great things for you people. See, we're sending billions of dollars to Ukraine, but look, we're doing great things. All right, hang in there. You see? And meanwhile, everything, the whole system is changing just like that. All right, everything is leading to that MOTB. All right, again, that prophecy still stands because everything that we're seeing is leading to that. If you can't see it, then you're just not of the elect. All right, that's it. At this point, this is not something that if you're of the elect, you will miss. All right, because it's something you've been looking forward to. You know, because Yahweh Bashim Yahushua has given us that spirit, all right, to look out. That's why he said what? Watch as well as pray. You see? 2 Corinthians 2:11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. All right? So it says the Fed just confirmed that its self-induced growth recession could put more than 1 million Americans out of work. Okay? And with that just brings a whole lot of chaos. I mean, the possibilities are endless. Let's just say that. All right? 1 million Americans out of work? Yo, you know what that's going to do? That's 1 million heads that are going to be frustrated because they ain't going to get those jobs back. Klaus Schwab already said that with this new so-called transition that's coming, all right, a lot of people got to get ready to be unemployed. So here it starts. Once you get laid off, and a lot of people going to get laid off, that you're done. All right. You can't keep up your monthly payments and your rent. All right. You cannot keep paying your car notes, insurance, and these bills are going to keep piling up. So what's going to be happening? You're going to be in debt. And then when the new system resets, everyone who's in debt, you got to pay. Why do you think the IRS is coming around? You got to pay. You doing all this cryptocurrency stuff, you got to pay. So now you in debt. The only relief is what? Come over here. We're going to erase your debt. You're going to transfer it into the new digital world. And this is how it starts. Come get your stuff. MOTB moments. Let's get it. Okay. It says the Federal Reserve has already warned the fight against inflation will be a painful one. You hear that? They're already letting you know. All right. The beginning of sorrows right there. The birth pains. All right. New projections reveal that for more than 1 million working Americans, that pain could be severe. Oh my goodness. You hear that? So when we say that the happiness, you know, the Lord has he's completely taken the mirth out of the land. All right. You people, when you see people chilling, having a so-called good time, look, they're doing it in vain. They're doing it in vain. It's just something they're looking for. Like they're just looking for some type of a solace in this sad story. Okay. It says federal and hey, that's why, hey, and you know, Brakhtiyar Bashim Yahshua once again, to show you how close we are to the end of this thing and how impactful this truth is. These devils out here got a whole PDF file, and the elder Yahshua was bringing it out yesterday. They got a whole PDF file going into so-called they call it Black Hebrew Israelites, whatever, blah blah blah, terrorists, blah blah blah. You know, they're pushing that narrative now. You know, a hate group, this and that. They're dangerous, a dangerous group, this and that. You know, they all the diversion tactics. You know, it says Federal Open Market Committee members, the policymakers deciding on interest rate hikes, published new economic estimates on Wednesday, and their projected picture of the next few years isn't pretty. Officials now see the unemployment rate climbing to 3.8% by the end of the year. Wow. Up slightly by the end of the year? Isn't that the time where businesses are running like they're trying to finish out the fourth quarter? Right? So they're ramping up sales and every store is busy and everything. That's when, you know, this is what they call the hiring season for the holiday season, right? For especially retail and all that. But now we're talking by the end of the year, you're going to be going down. What does that mean? It says up slightly from the latest reading of 3.7%. The measure is then expected to rise to 4.4% next year and stay there through 2024. Yo, these clowns, bro. It says that's up from the prior estimates of 3.9% and 4.1% rates in 2023 and 2024 respectively. Should officials projections hold true, the jump in unemployment from July's low of 3.5% to next year's projection of 4.4% equates to about 1.5 million more Americans going unemployed based on the current labor force level of around 165 million people working or actively looking for work. You hear that? And guess what? These people who are about to lose jobs are going to be the people who are so-called essential, the people that other jobs have to depend on. So that's a whole chain that, okay, if these, let's say 1.5 million people get laid off, that's going to affect the other jobs that depend on these 1.5 million people that are laid off. That means they got to do adjustments, which is also going to lead to more layoffs, right? Energy crisis going up, labor force going down, crime going up, instability going up. Guess what's going to happen? Business is going to shut down, or you're going to have to transition. Let's go. You see? It says, should officials, oh no, I read that. It says the actual number could be higher still. You hear that? So these are, they just giving you like, oh, this is good news. This is, I mean, 4.4%. Huh. 4.4. It says the actual number could be higher still. The unemployment rate only counts out of work Americans who are still measured as in the labor force and actively looking for a job, you see? If the labor force grows throughout next year, then the 4.4% unemployment rate will equate to even more jobless Americans. Hear that? More jobless Americans, meaning more people in debt. Because your bills are not going to stop just because you don't have a job. All right, the system is not set up that way for you, especially if you're Jake. All right. A higher unemployment rate was to be expected from the central bank's war on inflation. Rising interest rates slow economic growth, blah, 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 blah. Fed Chair Jerome Powell put it on Wednesday. The labor market remains, quote, extremely tight, and there will likely be some softening as the central bank targets demand. The 4.4% projected rate adds fuel to progressives' argument that the Fed is risking widespread hardship by raising rates at the fastest pace since the 1980s. Wow. Man, wow, that just sounds mad dramatic. So you already know if they saying it like that, all right, this is a big deal. This is the 1980s. You know what I'm saying? It says, and all of a sudden the page just disappeared. Okay. Let's see. Right. All right. Back. It says, it says, to Powell. Oh, let me read this again. Slakia. It says, the labor activists rallied outside the central bank's Washington headquarters in June to urge policymakers to prioritize workers. Senator Elizabeth Warren tweeted after the Fed's Wednesday rate hike that she fears Powell is, quote, already on the path to putting millions of Americans out of work. Yo, hey, this thing's about to get crazy, man. All right, Second Ezra talks about what? A man invading one another. All right, with swords in their hands, man, fighting against one another with swords in their hands, invading one another because of what? For lack of bread and for great tribulation. Right? These are part of the tribulations that's coming, man. Yahushua talked about it. Tribulation means what? Suffering. Okay, troubles. Okay. Wow, man. Wow, listen to this. Look. Let me read a little bit of this. Listen to this. It says, to Powell, the rapid pace of increases is necessary. Labor market, it says necessary. Labor market, we got to get inflation behind us. Powell said Wednesday, quote, I wish there were a painless way to do that. There isn't. Oh my God. You hear that? So that's hey, And this right here is going to lead to what? Let me keep reading in Luke 12. Okay. You can get that back up. Man, my phone is bugging out right now. All right, we're going to get this in the book of Luke chapter 12. All right. In verse 49. Okay, and this is Yahushua speaking, red letter. Okay. It says, I am come to send fire on the earth. And what will I if it be already kindled? Okay, so Yahushua, you could, when you go into it, all right, what he's saying is that I am come to send fire on the earth, and how much he wishes and desires that it was already on fire. So you know he can't wait to get back down here, man. Okay. That what will I is old English for what? I desire something. I wish for something. You know? And how it says, and how much I wish that it will already be on fire, man. It will already be kindled. Okay? But I have a baptism to be baptized with, and how I am straitened till it be accomplished. Okay? Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth? So that these Christians going around here, you know, pushing this idea like God loves, and it's just like everything is good and dandy. Ain't no troubles coming. We're all good. Like, oh, we should have nothing to worry about. What? All right. It says, I tell you, nay, but rather division. Okay. And that division started with the word. All right. That division is what comes about. All right. When you have two opposing sides. Okay. You have a divide. Okay. One, people are with the word of the Most High through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and the others are in the world. Okay, the elect versus the 2/3 and the rest. Okay, that's why when you get this word, what happens? You get separated from your friends, your family who are still in the world. That's a division right there. All right, this truth cannot mesh, all right, with the rest of the world. Okay. It says from henceforth there shall be 5 in one house divided, 3 against 2, and 2 against 3. All right, and that's heavy because my Eve, all right, her family, you know, her and her father, all right, they actually believe, you know, they believe on the word and so on and so forth, you know, because every time I go around, you know, I'm teaching them, you know, so we, you know, they're all in the spirit. You know, and then the wife, which is her mother, and her sister, they just not they're in the world. I mean, wicked as all hell. Okay, so that's us 3 against them 2. So when I was reading this, I said, oh, look at this. You know, but yeah, man, it shows you how wicked certain people are, man. All right, I mean, the things that we sit here and throw curses up to the Lord to destroy. These people actually get into that stuff. You know, hey, it's crazy. It's crazy. All right. It says, for henceforth there shall be 5 in one house divided, 3 against 2, and 2 against 3. The father shall be divided against the son, and the son against the father. All right. And you that's why you have certain men who are in the truth. All right. You might be a son or a father. All right. But your son or your father might not be in the truth. They might not believe the same things you believe. All right, a lot of us have that. You know what I'm saying? You come into the truth, and then your pops is probably in the church still, you know, or you know, he just on some different type of thing, different type of time. You try to bring him this word, you try to teach him this truth, and he's not even trying to hear it. You know, he ain't budging. Okay? That's a division right there. All right? And it says, and the son against the father, and the mother against the daughter. All right, you have sisters that might be in this truth, and their moms might not, you know, necessarily even understand what's going on. You know, looking at you all crazy. You know, right? It says, and the mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. All right, you got some in-laws that are very, 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 very wicked, man. You know, always plotting some type of wickedness, evil. You know, sometimes to spoil your marriage. You know the old. There's always that old ass grandma, or that old ass auntie, that always got some funny comments to make. You know, or you know, it's always some funny, you know, thing with Jake, man. That's just how it is. All right, if you grew up in the Jake home, you know what these things, you know, what we're talking about here. All right, that's Jake. You know what I'm saying? You go to the dinner table, she always got a comment to make. You know, everybody knows her for who she is. She wicked as all hell, but yeah, she always go to church every Sunday, but she always running her mouth. You know, you know what I'm saying? But you have the truth, and they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it at all. All right, but all these things that's coming, guess what? You're gonna have to hear it. Okay, because that's the only thing that you're gonna be hearing. Okay, the prophecies. You're gonna live it. Because we're entering into the time of what? Of great pain and suffering. They're telling you. They're telling you. It's not like, oh, you guys are not. They're telling you exactly what we've been telling you. All right, but they're just putting the technical terms to it. We just give you the biblical term. They give you the technical terms. All right, the GDP and the index this and the inflation rate, a percentage that. That's all saying, look, trouble is coming. Get ready. All right. So, hey, man, you're going to start seeing some things. All right. Yahushua talked about the love of many waxing cold. All right. A lot of things are happening, especially out here in, you know, New York, you know, and you know, these different cities, major cities that's populated with Jake, man. Jake is bugging the hell out, man. All right. The whole world is bugging the hell out. All right. And that's all done by design, because what? When there's chaos, you need order. And that's what they're building to. All right? That's what they're building to. So I'm going to leave it off there, Lord willing, you've been edified. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Chakodash, the Wadi Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And until next time, Shalom.